Today, we're cutting through all the noise to get to the heart of one of the most powerful technologies on the planet, artificial intelligence. All right, let's just dive right in with the AI that everyone is talking about and, well, talking to, ChatGPT. It's powerful, it's useful, and let's be honest, it feels real, incredibly real. You've probably felt it, right? You ask it something, and the conversation just flows. It seems to get your jokes, your tone, your intent. It feels like you're talking to something conscious. But is that what's actually happening under the hood? Well, here's where perception and reality kind of split. You see, while it feels like a thinking mind, what it really is a massively complex program. It's not understanding your question, it's recognizing patterns and predicting the next most likely word based on, literally, billions of examples it's been trained on. Think of it as the world's most sophisticated autocomplete. It's a masterful mimic, but it's not a self-aware mind. Okay, so if it isn't thinking like we do, how in the world does it learn to write poetry or debug code or answer incredibly complex questions? How does the magic actually work? At its very core, this is the secret sauce. You see, a traditional computer program just follows a rigid set of instructions. If it runs into something new, something it wasn't programmed for, it just breaks. But AI, it's designed to learn from new data, to see patterns, and to apply what it knows to situations it has never, ever seen before. To make this super concrete, let's imagine we have a simple goal. We want to teach a computer to look at any picture at all, and tell us if there's a bird in it, even if it's a species of bird it's never encountered. So here's how we do it. First, we tell the program what features to look for, a beak, wings, feathers. Then we assign a weight to each one, which is basically just a number that says how important it is. Now, here's the learning part. We show it a picture, and it guesses. Let's say we show it a picture of a penguin, and it gets it wrong. We correct it. And in that instant, the AI automatically tweaks those internal weights. Maybe it learns that has wings is still important, even if they're used for swimming. You repeat this process millions of times, and pretty soon, it's an expert bird spotter. So you might be wondering, why is this all happening now? I mean, this basic idea has been around for decades. Well, two things changed. First, our computers got ridiculously fast. And second, the internet and social media created this gigantic ocean of training data. Every time you tag a photo of your friend or your dog, you're actually, in a tiny way, helping to train an AI. But this whole process, this automated learning where the AI tweaks its own internal logic millions of times, it creates a really fascinating and pretty significant challenge for the people who build them. Let me tell you a story. It's a classic example from the AI world. Researchers trained a super sophisticated AI to identify different animals. And it was great, until they noticed it was making this one very weird mistake. It kept labeling pictures of husky dogs as wolves. So they dug in trying to figure out what was going on. And the reason was kind of funny and also a little scary. The AI hadn't really learned the subtle differences between a wolf and a husky. Nope, it found a shortcut. In the training data they gave it, almost every single picture of a wolf had snow in the background. So the AI just concluded, hey, if there's snow, it must be a wolf. It wasn't looking at the animal at all, it was looking at the background. And that, right there, is the black box problem in a nutshell. The AI works, it gives you the right answer most of the time, but its internal logic has become so complex and self-generated that even its own creators can't be 100% sure how it's getting there. The inner workings are a total mystery. This lack of transparency, this black box, it reveals something absolutely crucial. An AI isn't some alien intelligence that just appeared. No, it's a mirror. It's a direct reflection of the data we feed it, flaws, biases, and all. For example, a major company built an AI to help them screen job applicants. The whole point was to remove human bias from the process. But when they switched it on, they saw a really disturbing pattern. It almost exclusively recommended hiring men. So what went wrong? Well, nobody programmed the AI to be sexist. Instead, they trained it on the company's hiring records from the past 10 years. And because that historical data showed that the company had preferred to hire men, the AI just learned that pattern. It concluded that male candidates were simply better, and then it applied that bias with ruthless machine-like efficiency. It didn't just learn our bias, it amplified it. And this is so important to get. The AI has no idea it made a mistake. It doesn't understand fairness or justice. It only understands patterns. It feels zero regret. And what that means is that the responsibility to check for bias, to ensure fairness, that responsibility will always, always fall on our shoulders.
So let's look forward. Let's talk about how this all builds toward the kind of AI we always see in science fiction. What does that path actually look like?
First, you have to understand this key distinction. Everything we have today, from ChatGPT to self-driving cars, all of it is weak AI or narrow AI. It's incredibly powerful, but only at one specific task. The science fiction dream is strong AI or AGI, which stands for Artificial General Intelligence. And let's be super clear, that does not exist yet. It's still theoretical. So this is the theoretical roadmap people talk about. We are right here, firmly in the era of weak AI. The big goal for many researchers is to one day create AGI. And then, way out there in the future, is the concept of a super AI, an intelligence that would surpass our own in every single way imaginable. This is where that term you might have heard, the singularity, comes from. It's this hypothetical idea that once we create a super AI, it could start improving itself. And that slightly smarter version would then create an even smarter version, and so on, kicking off this runaway exponential explosion of intelligence that we couldn't possibly predict or control. But ultimately, all of this brings us back to the most important question of all. The focus shouldn't really be on some far-off sci-fi movie scenario of a rogue AI deciding it hates humans. The AI doesn't have wants or desires. It's a tool. It just happens to be the most powerful tool humanity has ever built. And the real question isn't what it will do, but what we, the people who design it, train it, and use it, will choose to do with it. The reflection in the black box is our own.